they say, almost doesn't count. Carey Price and the Montreal Canadiens getting by with a little help from their friends as we welcome in play-by-play voice Dave Randorf to talk about Game 4 and get us set for Game number 5. Let's just start with the power play for the Tampa Bay Lightning, Dave, because when they got the 4 minutes, I think everyone in the building, even the Habs fans, were like, we're going to have a tough time surviving this. But they do, and they kill off all 5 power plays in that game, the Montreal Canadiens. What did you see there in terms of Tampa's power play?
Well, I think the power play for the Tampa Bay Lightning has become a bit of a discussion point, and you're right. I think everybody felt the same thing no matter which side of the fence you were on here. And then when they killed it off, I think the momentum and the picture kind of switched to maybe this isn't Tampa Bay's night, and it turned out it wasn't. So they go 0 for 5 in that game, and if you really look back to when they were starting these playoffs, they were making teams pay, scoring with the man advantage almost at will. But the Islanders kind of calmed them down and cooled them off a little bit, with the exception of one game, that 8-0 game, and they scored 3 power play goals. Since then, after being over 40% since the beginning of the third round, Tampa Bay's power play has been well under 18%. So is it concerning to them? Sure. However, they are getting their looks. It's not like they're not being able to set things up. Brayden Point hit the post last night on the power play, so they're not really concerned about it. And they are not just a one-dimensional team. They feel they can score 5-on-5 as well. And look at, they won Game 7 in the last round with a shorthanded goal in a 1-0 game. So while it is a story, they're not overly concerned.
Well, you mentioned Brayden Point hitting the post. Had he not, he would have his first goal in this series. Has Montreal been able to neutralize him? What have you seen in his game?
Well, it certainly fits the narrative, doesn't it? The way the Montreal Canadiens have been able to shut down all the stars for all the opposition that they've seen in the first and the second and the third round. And remember, this is a guy who had a 9-game goal scoring streak, the second longest in Stanley Cup playoff history, one away from tying the record of 10 held by Reggie Leach. You're seeing the videos here right now. What are they able to do? They are definitely being physical with Brayden Point, and that hit right there, he saw or heard or both. He saw that one coming from Shea Weber and ducked what could have been a devastating hit. One thing that you got to know about Brayden Point, though, is the consistency is a skill, and he's got that. And I expect him to make his mark before the series is over. He will not shy away. He's been there, done that when teams have tried to lean on him, even going all the way back to when he was the captain of the Moose Jaw Warriors in the Western Hockey League, where they don't mess around. So he will not stop coming at you, and he is getting shots. He's only been held off the score sheet once in terms of shots on goal, once in this series.
Well, the Cup final shifting back to Tampa. We know one person that might be okay with it, the mayor out in Tampa. But, Dave, I was in the bubble last year covering this team on their run to their first Stanley Cup together as a unit. And I have to imagine that they are very excited at the possibility of winning on home ice in front of their fans and with their family in the building. What would it mean to the Bolts to get this all considered?
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about it. To a man, the coaches and the players did not that have been won. Only 3 have been hoisted on home ice, and there's the stat right there. The last time it was done, the Lightning were on the wrong side of it in 2015. They know this is going to be a special, special opportunity, especially given what you just said there about having been in the bubble all last year and not being able to share it with friends and family. But they are going to get off to a start that certainly will demonstrate their urgency to finish it tomorrow.
All right, well, the Habs entering the eye of the storm in a couple of different ways. They'll look to keep their season alive. The Tampa Bay Lightning looking to go back-to-back. Looking forward to Game 5 tomorrow. Thank you for this, Dave. We appreciate the time.
You got it, Jackie. Thanks for having me.